you may think you know what your cat's trying to tell you with their eyes. However, like everything with cats, nothing is as simple as it seems. So today I'm going to take you through what your cat's eyes are trying to tell you, plus a few hidden curveballs that they like to throw in along the way. So there are two things to look at when we're trying to read our cat's eyes. Firstly is the actual shape of the eye. And generally, happier, more friendly, relaxed cats have like an almond-shaped eye. And those cats that are a little bit more fearful or cross, are a little bit more emotional, have very wide eyes. So you'll notice like the shape of the eye is very round rather than more flattened. So you can see this in that lovely slow blink we give to our cats when we want to make friends. We'll blink at them slowly to say we're not a threat, and they'll blink back to us too. And that's a really good sign that they want to be friends, that they trust us, and that they're willing to make that connection with us. However, there is a curveball with this in that if a cat is suffering from chronic stress or pain, then you will notice they have squinty eyes. So again, this is something that's very context dependent, just like the tail that we spoke about last week. It's really important to make sure we're looking at the cat's body language as a whole and the context that you find them in. Because if they're clearly unwell, if they're clearly in pain, if they're clearly not having a very good time or super stressed, they're hiding away because they won't come out, then you will find that those squinty eyes don't necessarily mean they're friendly. It means that they're actually coping with some sort of pain or stress. Interestingly, some cats will also pretend to be asleep. So they'll clearly have their eyes closed, but there'll be other signs that let you know that they're actually awake. So normally, instead of being like laid on their side or curled up in a nice little pie, they'll be perched somewhere, like on the arm of the sofa or on a cat tree or on a shelf, and you'll see their ears will move in response to any noise. So you might notice one ear flicks back when there's a noise behind them or something similar. What's interesting about this is that although most cats will do this throughout the day anyway, lots of cats will also do this if they're coping with long-term stress. So if you know your cat's just hiding away, they're not like really spooked by something, but they don't want to come out, they're too scared to come out of their hiding place, and you look at them under the bed, you might see that their eyes are closed, but they're clearly not asleep. They're just perched under there. I've seen this a lot in cat cafes where cats are fed up of being stroked, or they're just sort of hunkered down and they're clearly not asleep, but they're just not willing to engage, not looking for any sort of attention right now. So this is just another little curveball where the soft eyes don't necessarily always mean that they're happier cats. The second thing to look at when reading your cat's eyes is the shape and size of the pupil. So generally, if your cat is spooked or scared, you will notice, just like the big round eyes, you'll notice the big round pupils. So this is one of the biggest indicators I see if I go into somebody's home whose cat is aggressive. If their pupils are dilated, I won't interact with that cat at all, because that's quite a good indication that something's not quite right. On the flip side, if the pupil is thinner or again quite relaxed mid-size, then this cat is much more relaxed and much happier. Just to throw in a curveball again, the pupils will react to light. So if your cat is out in the sunshine, then they will have those slitty pupils, even if they are a little bit scared. If they're super scared, the pupils will dilate again. But likewise at night, if you're out in the dark, or if it's particularly low lighting, then your friendly cat will still have dilated pupils. And those big dilated pupils are one of the most interesting and mysterious things about our cats, aren't they? Because have you ever been out at night and seen just a pair of glowing eyes staring at you from under a car or from behind a bush? And throughout history, this has fed into them being associated with witchcraft and demons and really scary things. So I love this about them. I think it's really cool. And what's actually happening is they have a little reflective layer in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum, which helps them see in the dark by reflecting the light back out. So it's amazing at helping them hunt and just get around during the night where most of the prey is quite active. And this is just another example of how they look scary, but actually they're just really cool. Let me know in the comments how good you are at reading your cat's eyes, and I will look forward to seeing you again for another video. Take care.